remaining how long?
Forever.
Forever. This is what we're dealing with here, y'all. Go ahead.
Now he that ministers seed to the sower, both minister bread for your food, and multiply your seed sown, and increase the fruits of your righteousness.
See, we talking about seed and sowing. Sowing seed to the sower. We sow the word, you sow seed to us, or you sow seed to God. With whatever you have, or you sow seeds to the poor and needy. And see it work. Go ahead.
Being enriched in everything to all bountifulness, which causes through us thanksgiving to God.
See, being enriched in everything to all bountifully. Bountifully. How you say that word again?
Bountifulness.
You said it right. This is what you do. If you want to have this blessing rolling on you, start searching out the poor. Start looking for them. Start looking for them. Then you'll see God working in your life. Go ahead.
For the administration of this service not only supplies the want of the saints.
See, this is not just what we taking up money inside the churches. Don't just supply the wants of the saints.
Right.
Don't come up and telling me I want a microwave. Don't come up and tell me I want some new shoes. I'm tired of walking in the old J. Don't come up and tell me I want this and I want. No, it's for a need.
That's right.
But you know how we do it. Our people don't know the difference between the want and the need. I didn't even belong. I want to eat a steak. Did you ever buy me a steak down? Go ahead, bro.
For the administration of this service not only supply the want of the saints, but is abundant also by many thanksgiving unto God.
All this unto God. Go ahead.
Whilst by the experiment of this ministration, they glorify God for your professed subjection.
Hold up. When verse 20 says, the administration of the service not only supplies the wants of the saints. Not only. You get some of your wants. Some of your wants. But it's just not only. Go ahead.
But is abundant also by many thanksgiving unto God.
How you thanksgiving unto God? You follow his word. This is how you get it. Go ahead.
Why by the experiment of this ministration they glorify God for your professed subjection unto the gospel of Christ.
Gospel of who? This is an experiment of the gospel of Christ. Are you subjected to the gospel? Go ahead.
And for your liberal distribution unto them and unto all men.
For your liberal distribution. When you distribute something, you're giving something.
That's right.
Giving. Go ahead.
And by their prayer for you, which long after you for the exceeding grace of God in you.
That's what you want, the exceeding grace of God in you. Let's turn to Luke chapter 6. Luke chapter 6. If you want to have enough in your household, this is what you got to do. Luke chapter 6, we'll start reading one verse here. Verse 38. Go ahead.
Give and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down and shaken together, and running over, shall men give unto your bosom.
So you got to pay close attention. He said, give, and it shall be given unto you. Pressed down. We hear this scripture quoted all the time. He said, shall men give unto you. People going to start giving you stuff that you ain't even expect they won't give it to you. Because God saw your action, how you dealt with the poor. You dealt with giving. Go ahead.
For with the same measure that ye met with, it shall be measured to you again.
With that same measure how you give, they're going to be met to you. Someone's got to check ourselves. This is the gut check right here. If you still want stuff, you ain't giving enough. You ain't giving enough. go to Jeremiah chapter 22. And we got to be very careful not to follow the ways of the wicked. The ways of the wicked. Okay.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, Jeremiah chapter 22, verse 13. Just showing you how God views the poor. You got to get with this. Get your mind right. Don't do it like the wicked do it. If you do it like the wicked do it, it's not going to last. God don't see it that way. Jeremiah chapter 22 and verse 13. Let me show you what they're talking about. The wicked do so totally, they oppress the poor. The poor is the one that pays the taxes of the world. How crazy is that?
I know.
The rich folk don't know how to pay nothing. The ones that barely can make it, they got to pay all these taxes. Look at your check and see why. You folks taking so much out your check, well, you like, man. Verse 13, let's look at these wicked people, how they deal. Go ahead.
Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness.
There woe be warning unto him that built his house by unrighteousness. Go ahead.
And his chambers by wrong, that use his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him not for his work.
This is what they do in the world. That's why the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poor. They building their house off the backs of us, the slaves, the poor people in the world. Like I said, the rich don't pay for no taxes. Donald Trump told you that. And we're proud of it. He's like, I don't pay no taxes. And he's a billionaire. You and I pay them. This is unrighteousness. This is how they build themselves off unrighteousness. Go ahead.
That said, I will build me a wide house and large chambers.
Yes,
And
sir.
cutteth him out windows, and it is sealed with cedar, and painted with vermilion.
He said, I'm going to build me a big house with big, lot of windows, like the Trump Towers. This is, I'm giving you layman term. This is what the rich do, and how they get this money is through the poor, oppressing them. Go ahead.
Shall thy reign, because thou closest thyself in cedar?
Yes, sir.
Did not thy father eat and drink, and do judgment and justice, and then it was well with him?
He said, look how your father did things. He didn't do stuff like this. Our ancestors didn't do stuff like this. That's why I took you to Job, seeing all these different ways, how they got the respect, how they got the money. It's by helping the poor. But these people today are not doing it that way. They are oppressing the poor. Go ahead.
He judged the cause of the poor and needy. Then it was well with him.
He judges the cause of the poor and needy.
Come on.
He looked to them first and judges for them. Make sure they're taken care of. They ain't looking to us for that. We pay more tax than anybody. Go ahead.
Was not this to know me, says the Lord?
God said this was to know me. Go ahead.
But thine eyes and thine heart are not, but for thy covetousness, and for to shed innocent blood, and for oppression, and for violence to do it.
This is how the system is set up. To shed under the innocent blood. Some people going crazy because they can't make it. Killing folks. Because they can't make it, they ain't got enough. Why? Because the system is set up to destroy us. If we covet these things. God said, don't covet this stuff. Just enough. Get enough for you. Stop doing that. Just enough. This is how he tell you to conduct yourself. And conduct yourself with the poor. You finished with that?
Yes, sir.
And they don't call it slavery today. They call it inflation. That's a new word. not really new, but that's a little cold word. Yeah, inflation come up, we have to up your taxes because insurance, this is the crazy thing about it, man. They give you a raise on your job, then once they give you a raise, your insurance goes up. $10 more than what you got the dollar for. Taxes go up too. And they say they trying to help you.
That's right.
Inflation. I mean, they ain't trying to they not dealing good with the poor. Y'all young people, y'all understand when y'all get your own house and bills. Y'all see. Let's go to Zephaniah. Zephaniah chapter 3. Yeah. I know. I didn't skip a lot of scriptures out here, bless. Zephaniah chapter 3. Okay. Yeah. All right, for James, oh, that was Jeremiah. That was Jeremiah, okay. Yeah, oh, my bad. Zephaniah chapter 3, and verse 9. Let me show you the future. That you'll know the poor in Jesus' kingdom is still going to be there. So if you're not doing it now, how you expect to do it in his kingdom the right way? This is a well-needed lesson. Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 9. Go ahead.
For then will I turn to the people of pure language,
Yes, sir.
that they may all call upon the name of the Lord to serve him with one consent.
This is the time you won't have no Chinese, no Japanese, no English, no. Everybody gonna have one pure language. And the Lord gonna know everybody. Everybody gonna know their language. So we dealing with future here. Go ahead.
From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia,
Yes, sir.
my supplants, even the daughter of my dispersed, shall bring mine offering.
So you're gonna have to bring all the offerings up to the Lord. The same thing you did back in the Levitical priesthood, we're gonna do the same thing in Jesus' kingdom. Same exact thing. Everything gonna be instituted because he's gonna run this thing right for 1,000 years. Go ahead.
In that day shall thou not be ashamed for all thy doing, wherein thou hast transgressed against me.
Yes, sir.
For then I will take away out of the midst of thee them that rejoice in thy pride, and thou shalt no more be haughty because of thy holy mountain.
And we know this ain't happened yet. All these prideful people in the world, this is future. Go ahead.
I will also leave in the midst of thee and afflicted and poor people.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me we're going to have afflicted and poor people in Jesus' kingdom? Yes. It's going to be there. But we're going to deal righteous with them. Everything that's going on today is totally different from how God will handle it. And he's going to run it for 1,000 years the right way. Go ahead.
And they shall trust in the name of the Lord.
They're going to trust in him. I read that to let you understand that what's going to happen in the future. And this is going to dictate how you get into the Jesus kingdom, the right side of the kingdom. Let's go to Matthew chapter 25. Let me show you something here. Matthew chapter 25. Let me show you how important it is that you treat the poor right. This determines if you're going to get in the kingdom. Matthew chapter 25, verse 31. Go ahead, brother.
When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory.
So this is the coming of Jesus after the seventh trump. He coming. Go ahead.
And before him shall be gathered all nations.
All nations. Go ahead.
And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divides his sheep from the goats.
He's going to find out who he is and who's not he is. He's going to separate them. Go ahead.
And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left.
The sheep are his people and the goats or Satan, people, go ahead.
Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world.
He said, come on, the ones on the right. You blessed that you're going to inherit this kingdom. Let me show y'all a deciding factor of how you get into this kingdom. Go ahead.
For I was an hunger,
Mm-hmm.
and ye gave me meat.
Mm-hmm.
I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in.
Off the jump, he talking about the poor and the needy. I was hungry, you fed me. I was naked, you clothed me. Go ahead.
Naked, and ye clothed me.
Mm-hmm.
I was sick, and ye visited me.
Yes, sir.
I was in prison, and ye came unto me.
Yes, sir.
Then shall the righteous speak.
Mm-hmm.
Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee in hunger, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink?
He said, the righteous said, well, we ain't never seen you hungry or thirsty. What are you talking about? They ain't know what you talking about. You got to be careful how you deal with the poor. Go ahead.
When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee?
Go ahead.
Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee?
So they're asking Jesus, we ain't never seen you like this. Go ahead.
And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
Ooh. That's straight from the heart. That hit me. He said, you did it to my people, your brethren, you did it to me. Amen. When you turned your face away from the hungry, when you looked at them like they were the scum of the earth, when you treated them wrong, just because you gave them $1 yesterday, you didn't want to do nothing for them today. He said, you did that to me. Go ahead.
41. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire.
Wait a minute. Jesus, you gonna put me in the fire because I didn't get somebody something to eat? I didn't clothe him when he wanted some clothes? I was looking at this thing on YouTube. This black man was on the train station with no shirt on, shivering cold, and nobody would give him a shirt. But a white man gave it to him. And all those people were looking at him, laughing at him. They're going to be held up in judgment against them. This is how we see the poor and the needy. This right here going to check you right here. Go ahead. So depart from me. 41.
Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels.
Go ahead.
For I was an hunger, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. Sick and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee in hunger, or thirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of these, least of these, ye did it not to me.
See what I'm saying? Checks and balances right here. Go ahead.
And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal.
So you telling me if I take care of all this, feed the poor, clothe them, take care of them, the way I should take care, instead of looking down on them, turn my back, turn my nose against, I can get in the kingdom. That's what he said. But you know what most of the ministers inside the church, that's small. Most people don't even think about this. I'm pretty sure none of y'all thought about this. I ain't gonna say nothing, but a lot of y'all don't think about this. Let's go to Luke chapter 10. And believe me, I cut this lesson. It's supposed to be more than this. I said, boy, it was getting good to me. Luke chapter 10, verse 29. God wants us to help the poor and needy, not turn away. Luke chapter 10, verse 29. Go ahead.
But he, willing to justify himself, said unto Jesus, and who is my neighbor? And Jesus answering said, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment and wounded him, and departed, leaving him half dead.
So the man asked him, who is my neighbor? So Jesus giving him the example, who is his neighbor? It was a certain man that was robbed and stripped of his clothing and raiment, and they wounded him and left him to die. Now this is how you're supposed to deal with poor and needy people. Go ahead.
And by chance there came down a certain priest that way, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side.
Ooh, you see what he did? Certain priests, Israel, Hebrew, black, Negroes, just passed by him. Oh, he'll be all right, walking by. Go ahead.
And likewise, a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him and passed by on the other side.
And here goes another priest. The Levite looked at him and passed on the side. They looked at him, oh, he'll be all right.
Priest.
A priest, man of the book.
Amen.
Go ahead.
But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was.
Yes, sir.
And when he saw him, he had compassion on him.
So the man that wasn't Israel, a Samaritan, a Gentile, came to him and had compassion on him. That's why you see other nations, they'll help us more than we would help our own self.
That's right.
Why? Because we so covetousness. We try to covet all these things. We all wanting all this stuff that we don't have no need for. That's going to drive us from God. But this man said, this Samaritan came and said, I had compassion on him. He was hurt, wounded, stripped of clothing, naked. Go ahead.
And went to him and bound up his wounds.
Listen what this Samaritan did. He went to him and bound up his wound. He helped him. He covered up his wounds. Go ahead.
Pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast.
So he told him, get in the car, man. You drive my car. I'm going to give you language turn. Get up on my horse. You ride and I walk. This is what the Samaritan did, helping the poor and needy. Go ahead.
And brought him to an inn and took care of him.
Brought him to the hotel and took care of him. Set him up. Go ahead.
And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence, gave them to the host, and said unto him, take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee.
Man, you can't find that here. He told his innkeeper, look, I'm going to give you 2 pence, give you some money, take care of him. If he charge anything else, I'll take care of it when I get back. Make sure you help him. Make sure you take care of him. This is how God wants you to deal with the poor and needy. This is how you want to deal with them. Go ahead.
Which now of these 3 thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves?
Which of the 3? The Samaritan. He did what was right. The priest or the Israelite, he'll be all right. Walk past. How many else have done that? I know I have. See people in need like, man, what's going on? They didn't even want to check on them. At all. Go ahead.
And he said, he that showeth mercy on him. Then said Jesus unto him, go and do thy likewise.
Showing mercy. Because sometimes some people be in a state where they really low. You don't know how low a person is. And you can help them out of that situation. Man, what was small to you was big to them. This is Christ said. This was big what this man did right here. Set him up on his horse, took him to a room, sat him up, paid for everything, made sure his room was here, all that. Got to go the extra mile.
Yes.
I said, boy, I ain't doing enough. I'm talking about me. I ain't talking about me. I ain't doing enough. I'm going to correct that. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 13, verse 7. We got to understand how God views the difference between being rich and poor. Money ain't everything to God. Proverbs chapter 13. Yes, sir.
Amen.
Stop being a child in the mind. Grow up. When you're a child in the mind, you can handle a lesson like this. You'll see the significance of it. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 7. You got to understand how God views the difference. Go ahead.
There is that maketh himself rich, yet has nothing. There is that maketh himself poor, yet has great riches.
See, people don't understand this. When you making yourself rich, a lot of people always trying to find the get rich quick scheme, always trying to find something gonna make them rich. You're making yourself poor because you are not doing what God told you to do, which is taking your money and taking care of the poor and the needy. Then he said, there is one that making himself poor, yet that's great riches. Right. What do you mean by that? Let's go to Revelation chapter 2. Let's show you this. It all lines up with us. Israel. Revelation chapter 2. And verse 9. See, we don't understand the riches we have. The riches in knowing what God wants us to do in His Word. Word cannot compare to no money. This rich, you can't even compare this to money at all. Money don't even exist. Verse 9. This is a spiritual richness. Go ahead.
I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
You see what he said here? I know your works. I know your tribulation. I know what Israel is going through, or anybody going through the tribulation period of trying to follow these laws, trying to find the right job. You know many people have a lot of good jobs out there, but they won't let you off on the Sabbath. They won't let you off for the holy days and all this stuff. You kind of downside just to make sure you follow these laws. When you do that, it puts you in the level of not having very much money. But God said, I know your works, but thou art rich. Go ahead.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogues of Satan. Those
are the ones that are rich. The Jews, some of the richest people in the world. They run it. They run a lot of it. Let's go to Revelation chapter 3, verse 15. That's the spiritual richness of a person when they follow the word of God. When you make yourself poor, giving your goods out to the poor and needy. God's seeing this. Revelation chapter 3, verse 15. Go ahead.
I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou were cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
God said, I don't know where you're coming from. One day you with me, then the next day you with your mom and them. One day you don't have a Sabbath class, the next day you in Sunday church. One day you taking Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, the next day you doing Christmas, Easter, and all that. He said, I want you to be cold or hot. Don't be lukewarm. I'm going to spit you out of my mouth. I'm going to get rid of you so quick, I'm going to make your head spin when you play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Go ahead.
Because thou sayest I am rich, and increase with goods, and have need of nothing, and knoweth not that thou art wretched, and miserable, and poor, and blind, and naked.
This is the physical rich. These are the prosperity churches. Always thinking that you are blessed because you got money. You are blessed because you got a lot of clothes, a lot of cars, and all this stuff. God ain't looking at that. He said, you naked, blind, wretched. You ain't got nothing. You know why? Because your sin gonna show up in Judgment Day with nothing on it. Nothing. The ones that make themselves poor according to the gospel, which taking care of the poor and needy, they're gonna be covered by the blood of Jesus. That's all they're gonna see is, oh, I see blood, come on in. Wait a minute, stop. All I see is these riches you had, get in the lake of fire. Go ahead.
Verse 18.
You got in there, ain't you? Go ahead.
I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire,
Yes, sir.
that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear. And anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see.
You don't want your naked sin to appear before the judgment seat. You don't want that. Because when God sees sin, he puts you in the lake of fire quicker